The deadliest day on Earth, the impact that changed everything. Everyone knows this scene, right? The meteor, the one that wiped out the dinosaurs about 66 million years ago. It was an event that completely changed the course of life on Earth, making way for other creatures to evolve over time. And in today's video, we're diving deep into what happened right after the massive dinosaurs vanished. But first, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's begin this journey. First things first, it wasn't exactly the asteroid that finished off the dinosaurs. The direct impact didn't crush them. It was the catastrophic consequences that followed. The extinction began that day, but it took a long time to unfold. In 2016, scientists analyzed fragments of the rock that caused earthquakes, climate shifts, and a radical transformation of Earth's ecosystem. These fragments revealed terrifying details about what happened after impact. It was a true hell on Earth. Now let's head straight to the Gulf of Mexico, where 66 million years ago, the Chicxulub asteroid crashed into Earth. It was a fireball, 15 kilometers wide, and some experts believe it came from the Oort cloud, a region full of debris at the edge of the solar system. Thanks to Jupiter's gravitational field, it was redirected and ended up hitting Earth. And guess what? Space rocks like this can cross our planet's orbit every 200 to 730 million years. So in theory, it could happen again. But don't worry, we still have thousands of years. If you were standing there among the dinosaurs looking at the sky, you would have seen something like a bright star. But over time, that glow would grow until... boom! The asteroid pierced the atmosphere at an insane speed of 72,000 kilometers per hour, covering 96.5 kilometers in just 3 seconds. The impact was so intense that it created a 180-kilometer-wide crater and released energy equivalent to 10 billion Hiroshima bombs. Imagine the chaos. The impact melted the oceanic crust and almost reached the Earth's mantle. On top of that, an enormous amount of material was ejected into the atmosphere. Over 400 gigatons of CO2 more than 300 gigatons of sulfates, more than 24 trillion tons of rock were launched into space.
Gigatons. Sounds like the name of a dinosaur rock band, but it's actually a measurement so absurd that it's used to count melting ice, CO2 in the atmosphere, and maybe even the weight of my excuses for skipping the gym. Basically, 1 gigaton equals 1 billion tons. Even if every ant on the planet lifted 1 kilogram, they wouldn't come close. Pretty crazy, right?
And guess what? Most of that debris fell back to Earth, creating a firestorm that burned entire forests. But it didn't stop there. The impact also triggered a mega-tsunami, with waves up to 300 meters high, reaching continents as far as Europe, Africa, and even the Mediterranean. As if that wasn't enough, earthquakes and volcanic eruptions shook the entire planet. The climate changed drastically, and a thick cloud of dust and soot covered the sky, blocking sunlight for years. Earth cooled down, transforming into a frozen wasteland. With no sunlight, plants died, herbivores starved, and predators like dinosaurs were wiped out. This process took decades and resulted in the death of 75% of all species on the planet. This event is known as the KT Extinction, marking the end of the dinosaur era and the beginning of a new one, the Cenozoic era. But over time, life found a way. With no giant predators, mammals, once small and living in the shadows, began to thrive. Within millions of years, Earth recovered, and a new phase of evolution began. Now think about this. What if the impact had never happened? What would life on Earth look like if dinosaurs had continued ruling the planet for millions more years? Would mammals have evolved the same way? Would humans, as we know them, even exist? Or would another species have taken over instead? This remains one of Earth's greatest mysteries. Over millions of years, Earth has seen the rise of incredible species. And while dinosaurs ruled the planet for over 150 million years, the KT extinction opened a new chapter in life's history. Where dinosaurs once roamed, our ancestors, small mammals, were unknowingly preparing to take over. Without the impact, it would have been nearly impossible for these tiny creatures to evolve the way they did. But let's go back a bit. What happened right after this cataclysmic event? Earth was nearly lifeless for a long time. The first signs of recovery took tens of thousands of years. Nature was completely devastated, and the atmosphere was filled with toxic gases that affected all living beings. The few survivors were mostly insects and microscopic organisms that could withstand extreme conditions. It was a true battle for survival. However, over time, new forms of life began to emerge. The planet started breathing again. One of the first major changes was the return of forests, though they looked very different. Before the impact, forests were dense with massive plants that fed giant herbivores. After the extinction, plants began to regenerate in a new cycle, adapted to the dramatically altered climate. Mammals, on the other hand, started to diversify. Their greatest advantage was the absence of dinosaurs, allowing them to occupy new ecological niches. From tiny nocturnal creatures, they became Earth's dominant species. Over the next millions of years, mammals like rodents, early primates, and even whales began evolving. And of course, with primates on the scene, humanity's story was just a matter of time. And so, another mystery is revealed. But do we really know the full truth? Or are we just scratching the surface? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing mysteries and facts. And don't go anywhere. There's another incredible video appearing on your screen right now. Click on it and keep exploring with us. See you in the next mystery. Or maybe it's already watching you.